Hi Vimeo, hi everyone. I know we just said bye. For you guys, it's probably gonna be seamless, but for us, it's kind of awkward, starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping. But it's awesome because I actually get to witness everything, all like the weird craziness that kind of gets edited down a lot because of like the weird copyright claims. Like they'll claim random segments. Like literally when I'm talking, sometimes they claim a segment of me talking, and I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. I'm the owner to my own voice. What's going on? So if you guys want to go ahead and hear the complete unadulterated thing, I'm not going to say anything about Patreon because I don't have one. But what I will say is join us on Twitch. It's always a lot of fun. You get to be with all of these individuals here. We just finished stretching. We're ready for the next anime. So they don't even know what it is. I know what it is, but I will say this. As always, this is another anime. You know, if I've seen the anime, read the manga, light novel, whatever it may be, I will let you guys know straight up. I haven't seen the manga. I haven't seen the anime. I haven't read the manga or light novel or whatever. But anyway, yeah. So they don't even know what anime this is. This is mystery anime number anime. And whoa. Where's my English? This is mystery anime number 1. Grace, you guessed it. It's Boku no Pico. I'm kidding.
ハンドラー1よりアンダーテイガーてかこの戦力差じゃ全滅かなお前ら
What the fuck? All right.
早くおいやめろ黙れようるせえ
Wow, what a phenomenal like action sequence. All right, dude. All right. 85 districts around the country. That's what hey, Rutilia, you hit it right in the head. That's what I was thinking. I was like, hello, mommy? What? He's over here to anime waifu. Oh, so they're drones? Okay. Hmm. That is such... Okay, so we're getting into... How about this? Political psychology, which is such an interesting concept to go ahead and break down, right? Especially with the wars and whatnot and scary situations. Y'all know that there's political psychology? Like... Like people that will literally like study sort of behavior and stuff inside of a political spectrum in order to go ahead and gain the upper hand with that. Um, but with something as I don't know how to put it in wartime settings and anything like this, like and I don't mean to be conspiracy theories or anything like that. The way in which news spreads and the way that news is delivered so important, right? Because that can actually control the medium of information that you're getting. So, for example, if you're fighting an enemy and like, let's say that the United States captured Mexico, right? As a joke, Twitch, please. Like, let's say that went ahead and happened, right? And the situation in there, like that was being reported is like, oh, you know what? Like, uh, we used our drones, like that they were saying we used all of our drones. There was no resistance, you know. Now we can go ahead and profit off of this. Um, the media can paint the people that were fighting on the other side as villains, as you know, people that partake in narcotics and so on and so forth, right? It's so important that like controlling narratives inside of war. And I'm not saying it's good. What I'm saying is like the way that they control the narrative is actually what stirs a nation either to action or decline. There's always going to be protests in either way, but it is like such an implement that can cause a lot of like instability and anxiety. And if it's not used right, it can cause a lot of issues within that political like fragment. That can cause a lot of racism, a lot of misogyny, and 1,001 words that come out right because of the way that it's labeled. So interesting to know, like otherwise the animated director wouldn't have like focused in on this, you know, the way that the media is going ahead and giving out information. Bro, is this the land of the silver-haired individuals? Is she though? Damn, this is such a, like an advanced setting. Oh no. Crazy guys, I'm pretty sure it's gonna get answered, but please don't tell me that like what they're calling drones is actually people. Oh no. Crave, y'all. That's if it's true, like my heart's gonna break. That's oh shit. All right, welcome to the Space Force, ladies and gentlemen. Yo. What the fuck, dude? Dude. Okay, this is getting into such a big thing. So, how many of you guys know? How many of you guys know about paramilitary corporations or PMCs for short? Right. So there tend to be a lot of big subcontractors. Sometimes when we don't want to get our hands dirty in a war or starting a conflict, we will usually lend out, or I don't know how to put it, contract PMCs that will probably go ahead and get individuals and say that there were no casualties inside of a war, right? And they will report. The U.S. will literally, like for example, if the U.S. would go to try and start a conflict, and they'll say conflict because they can't go to war without Congress approval, right? Or something like that. So say that they'll start a conflict in Argentina, right? Or in Guatemala, like back in the early like 80s and 70s and 60s, right? Uh, what they'll do is they'll literally start a conflict, hire out to PMCs, private military corporations, and then from there, the PMCs can go ahead and get individuals from the local towns or from wherever, train them in whatever way, and then literally report no casualties. And the U.S. will say that they had no involvement in it, even though the money is directly coming from the United States. This is just an example. Please don't come after me. So on and so forth. You know, how terrifying is it to think that like we're literally always steps away from uh no, it's not even getting political in nature. It's quite literally just like because it's part of history, right? At least in that terms, like there's always been like private military corporations in which not just the United States but any country has used for conflict starting. It's like I don't know how to put it. It's the never-ending wars. If you ever thought about it this way, right? Because in war, there's money, there's the opportunity to go ahead and frame certain individuals to motivate a country to work for certain things. I.e., there's always a big bad guy for a country to go after next, right? So if you're always in regional conflicts, if you're always being involved in certain technology like that, um, in a way, like yeah, in a way, you're raising sort of the like standard. Like, not only is your military probably gonna be like really advanced in terms of like regional warfare or warfare in general, but you're also, I don't know how to put it, framing this mentality not just in you but in your opponents that they're lesser than you in that regard. So take that and put a little bit of like racism into the mix, you know, especially if we're calling someone inhumane. At what point can you sympathize or empathize with someone? At what point would your philosophy change, right? Say that you're a part of the Space Force, right? Sorry, that's just what I'm calling it for now because I don't know what exactly it's called. But say you're a part of the Space Force, right? And you're really hell-bent in your ways and you start like communicating with these individuals, and you like, you have these walls. At what point does your wall start to come down? Is it communication? Is it telling you your backstory? Do you cut off that communication when they start talking to you because they're not human? Think about the way that they're phrasing certain things, right? Is sacrificing themselves for you or for others enough to give you hope about like things may be wrong the way that like we're approaching the scenario? So it's just a light to think about. Like if you were to put yourself in the shoes of someone in this, and it sucks to do it, but this is the way that a psychologist does it. How do you go ahead and change this philosophy? How do you go ahead and like, how would you break down and be able to actually communicate with others? It's just called the Space Force, yeah. But that's just my point.
おこことついでにもう一つ。いい加減報告書に戦死者数を記載するのはやめたまえ。公的には前線に人間はいないことになっている以上、
Ooh,
戦
this
死
is
者
like
は存在しないのだよ。
だ
oh,
からといって黙認はできません。こんなことは本
oh, my
来
heart.
許されることでは。
レーナ。君は本当にバーツラフに似たな。
Oh, that hurts.
では、
まったく。
Okay, before we continue, in a position of power like that, if you were told to go ahead and like not report certain things, press a button, uh, or for example, if your commanding officer told you to go ahead and like, every single time that you were playing a game, you saw the color red, you had to press the space bar. Would you press it, even if it meant that like other players got hurt because of it? Something to think about. This is, I believe it was Milgram's experiment of like power. It's a good power dynamic issue to go ahead and like uh, think about. Like not necessarily like questioning people in power is always important in that situation because they're not always correct, and because like you know you have a tendency to go ahead and like follow people in positions of power, follow individuals that are set in these ways. So I'll throw that out to you guys. Would you guys press that button? Yes or no?
人には豚の席はありません。はあじゃあアンダーテイカ
Ooh.
ーからの話は報告書だけ心当たりはありませんだって。ハンドラーが死んだ。
I wonder if there's no like, I don't know how to put it, counseling available for these people, or if they don't believe in the opportunity, like even in a drone scenario, to give them counseling. It's yeah, like you would think, hey, you know what? Maybe we can go ahead and get a detailed explanation into their psyche. Um, Although I wonder, right, if individuals like start to get compassionate enough, if these voices that they hear are not just them empathizing enough to start realizing their actions are wrong. And that is such a weird way for someone to put it.
パラレードを使うってことはそういうリスクも負うってことよ。
So is this like Elon Musk's like Neuralink but times 100?
基礎理論は全部別の研究者が構築したものだから。よどうしましたかプラーデス。応答してください。どう
Is
し
she
ました
already
か
like trauma
ハ
based?
ンドラー1よりプラーデス。
やめろよ。死んだよ。
Oh. No. Bruh. Bruh, your whole battalion's going down. Strategize, come on. Bruh.
亡くなったプレアデスたち。
Oh, my heart.
本当に残念です。
いつもお優しいお言葉ありがとうございます、ハンドラー1。
This is such a rough anime.
大
In situations like that, That's so traumatic. First off, I think anyone that's gone through something like that, like not just necessarily in the form of actually being in combat. I know. Like that's why I was like, like as my empathy meter's through the roof, and I'm like, that must hurt. Oh shit! Like literally watching, like if you actually care about these people, like or individuals, like literally falling off and then just saying like red dot, like or like blacked out, blacked out, blacked out, like like people falling and dying and whatnot. Like that would literally crush someone. The weight of that is enough to break someone. Yeah, that's tough. That's imagine questioning your decision making from then on. Because it's your decisions that got them to wherever they are. Granted, it could have been their skills as well, but a big portion of that is the location, place that you're in, and whatnot. That's oof.
スピアヘッドプロセッサー
And then the Undertaker comes out. WrestleMania 23. I'm kidding, guys. Please don't kill me. Yeah, and that's exactly it, Chika. It doesn't, well, like, it's called, like, shifting, right? In situations like that where people try and, like, lessen the burden of their guilt by putting the association with others. Like, maybe they weren't ready, maybe this and that, maybe they just couldn't handle, maybe they were ready and it just, like, their abilities didn't match. It's quite literally like shifting that ability in order to or shifting the blame in order to lessen the guilt, which is what a lot of toxic people do. I.e., like, whenever you have an ex or someone, an ex best friend, an ex in your relationship or whatever, and they start shifting a narrative about you, it's a very similar coping strategy that a lot of people use to try and go ahead and get over feelings of guilt or try and get control of the narrative, Very good observation, though. Oh.
お疲れ様
I thought they were holding hands. I was like, "Aw."
あれあちょっと手伝ってはいはい
Wait, are these the 86? Oh, oh. So dark. I'm surprised, like, wow.
ま、どうせ死ぬにしても我らが死神のお導きなら悪くねえもんな。
So that's exactly what I was going to bring up. There's such a big difference in atmosphere between one and the other. And the best way that I can put this is like, there's a big difference between like, acceptance of death and fear of death, right? Those that live in big, comfortable positions, especially during situations of trauma, war, whatever it may be, they don't really face it head on because they're always behind a couple different walls, right? Well, as opposed to other these, it's sort of camaraderie with the knowing that like death may be there next door, right? Really, really different scenarios. Although I like the 86ers 1,000 times more because personality-wise, they're not just all flat. This is rough in so many ways, and I'll keep saying it because it is. Are you gonna? Oh no! Oh no! The balls that it takes to do something like this. Oh. This like tears my heart apart, guys. And I can already tell it's gonna be good, but it tears my heart apart. Damn. Oh. Oh. Will they even make it to 129 days at this rate? Oh.
こちらこそよろしくお願いしますね。
it really takes a lot out of you, like, because of the tension, the amount of anxiety that they put on it, and you can tell that it's really going to involve like a lot of big themes such as discrimination, sort of like discrimination in both ways, like, how do you control down on people, call them inhumane, call them whatever, and how do you empathize with them? What is the empathetic nature of both sides, right? Because there's always something happening in both sides of each war. So really, really interesting. It's extremely interesting. I'm down to watch another one at a later point. I didn't think it was gonna be that good, but it's pretty good. I like it. I feel like there's gonna be a lot to go. Although with Shin particularly, that was his name, right? Like the guy, the commander. Yeah. I just want to make sure. Yes. No. Yes. 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 I wonder, as a position of commander, how far he's willing to go for his teammates. That's the only thing that I've been thinking, right? So I am really interested to see where it goes. Yeah, that's probably the best way I can put it. Let me go ahead and make sure that there's nothing else after this. Okay, yeah, no, it's just the ending theme song. But with that being said, all right, guys, those of you on YouTube that are watching, as I said, there's brand new stuff coming, and as I mention all the time, if I watched it, I'll let you guys know. If I haven't watched it, I'll let you guys know. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was actually pretty interesting. Yeah, I was about to say, it feels like a huge death flag to me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But YouTubers, I hope you guys liked it. Practice that self-care, and we'll see you guys in the next one.